I haven't made a video on personal training, like your business and being a good trainer, being a good coach, and just getting better at, you know, training people, coaching people. Because I know there are people that are subscribers that are trainers or coaches, or maybe you're in sales. It they're all kind of the same thing. And I've been a trainer for 14 years now, and I got some good ideas or experiences that I could share, whether you're starting or maybe you're a veteran. And I have to say, everything sort of starts and begins with your fitness, because there's so many times where I've, the reason why I got into fitness was because I got in such great shape, and I wanted to share it with everybody. And then I start becoming it. Then I build my career, I build my business, and I get build some success, get promoted, and then your fitness kind of takes a back seat. And then you kind of go ebbs and flows with burnout. I don't know where you're at in your sales, fitness, business, or career, but you may feel that way. So you just got to go back to your own fitness, because fitness is one of those things that you're just passionate about. It's what you love, and you love it because you love how it feels to be in great shape. And I think as long as you don't forget that, you'll always love training people. Now, I think the hardest part that maybe people who've been in the business for maybe 2 or 3 years, uh, or maybe even maybe let's say the first year. Let's talk about the first year, because that's a little easier for me to talk about. Is people. I think one of the main things I had trouble with is being comfortable with training people, meaning like just being comfortable with your own ability, being confident with what your skills were, like how much, if you had enough knowledge, or if you were qualified enough to coach the people you train. There are so many other people on staff that are much more higher qualified than you in different aspects, whether it be training people like rehabilitation, or maybe sports specific, maybe martial arts type stuff, boxing, stuff like that. Um, Gymnastics, Olympic lifting, there might be a bunch of things that other people have that you don't have. But the one thing to remember is that don't ever try to be somebody else. This is probably one of the biggest mistakes I've always made. I'd always still watch other people and I learn from people. I still do that, but don't ever be anyone else but yourself, because it takes a lot of energy to be anybody else. There's you and there's only you, and people are going to like you for you. And there is a point to trying to mold yourself into something that you're not. But the problem is you'll always feel fake. You'll always feel in the wrong. You'll basically end up hating the work. And it took me a long time to realize this, to be comfortable in my own skin, training people. And the thing that has helped me over the last probably 3 or 4 years has been just being myself. If you're yourself, people will like you for you. And if you try to be like anybody else, you're just going to, you won't fail. You might actually do better. Like if I tried to be a little bit more extroverted, or if I tried to be a little bit more um, outgoing, I would probably sell more training. But that's not my style. It's not who I am. I can be more extroverted or more outgoing, but in my way. It tends to be social media, it tends to be blog posts, tends to be YouTube videos or whatever. That's just kind of how I like to do things. But if you're the type of person that likes to go on the floor and talk to people and really meet people, then there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's a point. I mean, I had to do that. I have had to do that in the past. It's something that I have to do. But understand that if you want to be successful long term in training, coaching people, you just be the best you can be. And as cliche and silly as it sounds, I don't think that anyone's ever told me that, you know, as a trainer at least, they would say, I would hear it from like success. Maybe some people will say, oh, just be yourself. And, But I mean, there was this poem or book thing that Dr. Seuss read or wrote. It was like, there's no, I forgot what the freaking for what it was. I'll find it. I'll link it in the description when I get a chance. But there's there's no one else like you, and you want people to like you for you, not for someone that you're trying to be. So you be the best person you can be, the best trait coach you can be, and you keep learning and trying to help people. Because the one thing that, even though some people will be more maybe educated than you or might more have skills than you as a coach, the one thing that you can do better than anybody else is that you can care more about that person and you can help them more than anybody else can because you care. You might not have the knowledge for it. Maybe someone else might have better knowledge than you. But if you care enough to really help somebody, that will go much further than anything. Than anything. Because at the same token, they're sitting in front of you, they're spending an hour with you, they're getting their lazy butt, trying to get in shape, lose some weight, whatever it may be. And it's hard for them to do that. And the fact that they're in front of you means that they're willing to listen, most of it at least. And, if you care enough, that will elicit change. Even if it's a small amount, it could be a lot, but anyway, this video's got longer than I wanted to. I just kind of made this video on a whim. Good night.